And so they spent time with Kevin. They went into Kevin's meetings. They listened to Kevin on the phone. And they spent time talking to Kevin. And even though they thought Kevin was a really nice guy, they didn't understand why Kevin was more effective than anybody else. Until they followed Kevin into meeting with the other 8 vice presidents and Chris, the CEO. And the meeting was about whether to move the company across town, across the state, or across the nation. Not an easy decision if any of you have had to do that, because you lose great employees, right? So they go into the meeting, and the 2 of the vice presidents pitch their proposal about where the company should move. And they were met by probing questions from everybody in the room. And then Chris, the CEO, pitches his proposal, which was not popular and was self-serving. And he's met by the same probing questions. But Chris, the CEO, responds with raising a finger. Then he raises his eyebrow. And then he raises his voice. And everybody just shuts down. And they accept. This is where we're moving, regardless. And then Kevin speaks up. And he says, "Hey, Chris, can I check something out with you?" Everybody's silent. And then Kevin proceeds with a delicate balance of respect and candor and reminds Chris, the CEO, that he's violating his decision-making policy and that he's using his power to get his way. So the other vice presidents look at Kevin, and then they look at Chris, and then they look ahead. And it seems like it's silent forever. And then Chris says, "You're right. Let's begin again." Instead of remaining silent and allowing the organization to move to a place where they would lose a lot of employees, Kevin spoke up. He had the respect, he had the skill set to have that conversation. And so one of the vice presidents leans over to one of the authors of Crucial Conversations and he says, "Do you see what he just did? If you can figure out what he just did, you'll figure out why he is so effective." And that's what they did. For 25 years and over 10,000 hours of research, they spent time in organizations and they found the most effective people, the people who rise up in the organization, the people who are respected are the ones who can resolve conflict. How comfortable would you have been in that situation? And have you been in that situation where you had to speak to someone over you and either you didn't do so well or you just clammed up? They're probably thinking, "I know that I have. I've done that," instead of speaking up. And then I've spoke up and I haven't done so well. So in our organizations, we need employees who can resolve their conflict, right? And we need supervisors who can have those difficult conversations about low productivity or a skill set that someone is missing or those interpersonal interactions with the other people on the team that they're not getting along with so well, instead of just avoiding it. You need a workforce who's able to handle the operations of your business. And that business is carried out with countless conversations amongst employees and supervisors and vendors and customers and clients and patients and potential customers, clients, and patients. Now, most of the conversations we have in the workplace are not of those difficult conversations, but those aren't the ones we're talking about today. We're talking about crucial conversations. I call them tough talks. And the definition of a crucial conversation is where there's an emotional difference of opinion about an issue that needs to be resolved, and it's going to have great impact on everyone involved. And we're going to go over that again in a little while, that definition of what a crucial conversation is.